Hello and welcome back to another Talking Freight, brought to you by Cerasis, the transportation management company. Today we will wrap our TMS series. Don't be too sad, we'll probably talk about TMS again in the future here on Talking Freight. As a TMS provider, along with other transportation management services, we are confident in the value of a TMS. In fact, today we'll continue stressing more benefits on how more shippers are using TMS, now more than ever, to compete and reduce costs. The transportation management system is undoubtedly one of the buzzwords of the modern logistics industry. Shippers around the globe are realizing why the time has arrived to take advantage of transportation management systems. More shippers are utilizing TMS to improve production, reduce inefficiencies, and keep control of management processes under one roof. As a result, the use of a TMS is expanding, and it will be one of the greatest technology trends to benefit the shipping industry. So let's take a look at why it's expanding and how it will benefit the shipping industry and talk TMS benefits further. First, let's address driving forces behind the expansion of the use of TMS. There are multiple forces that are catalyzing shippers to move towards the implementation of a TMS. Transportation management system benefits are derived from the following driving forces. The cloud is making the initial investment in a TMS minimal, especially when compared to the typical initial cost of a TMS historically. In the past, shippers were unable to spend the quantities of resources to develop and implement a TMS on premises. However, the introduction of the cloud has forced many operations to think about the applications of a TMS in a software as a service environment. Essentially, the initial cost is lowered and the shipper can realize the transportation management system benefits faster. Shippers demand in-house solutions regardless of what studies say. Shippers do not want to actually outsource all properties and operation to third-party providers, often called managed transportation. This is simply human nature in business, but as explained by the great Steve Banker of ARC Advisory, today's TMS models are enabling shippers to combine the traditional benefits of a 3PL with the TMS benefits through cloud-based solutions. We call this a hybrid managed transportation model, or hybrid SaaS TMS, if you remember from another Talking Freight video. Meaning, while the 3PL provides the TMS technology, at the same time, the 3PL also provides value-added services. Meanwhile, complex rate computation is only truly achievable through the use of TMS. The next driving force, Omnichannel Demand and Amazon structured delivery schedules are clearly responsible for the overwhelming demand for faster, cheaper cost of shipping by consumers. Unfortunately, many shippers do not have the capability to provide shipping and handling services at Amazon-esque ratios. Yet, more consumers are getting online and finding their purchases around the globe. The TMS is able to appropriately match ordering and fulfillment centers based on where the delivery address is located. In other words, a TMS is able to help shippers become more like the capabilities of Amazon and giant retailers. Now, let's get into the general benefits of TMS as shippers expand use. The expanded use of a TMS directly benefits shippers in many ways. Up to 35% of today's shippers are actively using a TMS, and 39% of shippers have current plans to move towards the adoption of a TMS within the coming year. As a result, 69% of all shippers are expected to be fully utilizing a TMS by the end of 2021, if not the end of 2020. So shippers who have yet to think about transportation management system benefits need to know exactly what benefits exist. So let's go over them now. Number 1, a proven return on investment. Shippers that have implemented a TMS see 6.5 to 7.5% return on investment, accounting for less than 25% net profit going back into the software. In other words, after accounting for monthly operating and subscription costs, the most conservative return on investment estimates for the use of a TMS in today's operation stand out at least 5.7% and an increase in profits. The next benefit, cloud storage. One of the greatest drawbacks to a traditional transportation management system revolves around where data is stored, analyzed, and applied. The use of cloud computing powers today's shippers to have the full TMS benefits without on-site storage costs. Number 3, response to any driver shortage. The driver shortage is only around 80,000 drivers as of 2018. However, the driver shortage is expected to grow to 240,000 by 2020. That's a 300% increase over the next 2 years, and the push towards more products faster and at lower rates is only further exacerbating the problem, as today's drivers are pushed to their breaking point to meet this demand. The TMS simplifies route schedules, loading and unloading, and a host of other processes to make the burden on the drivers the least cumbersome as possible, and for you as a shipper to gain shipper of choice status. The next benefit: proactive, not reactive, supply chain management. Traditional supply chain operates on a reactive basis. This is the typical operation of any business. Today's demands generate the processes of tomorrow, and employees are constantly working to meet today's mantra. However, the TMS will enable companies and employees to look proactively at what could happen and design solutions before issues arise, making the entire supply chain management system more efficient and competitive. This will further drive better customer service, which is one of the best benefits of a TMS. Number 5, digital empowerment in making decisions. From executive level leadership to drivers, making decisions is part of the job in shipping. However, these decisions must have a basis for why they were made and what benefit can be achieved. As a result, the TMS is enabling greater use of data capture systems to ensure all decisions are made with the appropriate information at the appropriate time without any unnecessary delays. This leads to a fundamental growth factor in the adoption of TMS solutions across the industry. For example, at Cerasis, we have a report called the Least Cost Compliance Report. This allows management to see what all locations picked in the way of carriers and if the location picked the least cost carrier or not. In the system, it will prompt the user to give a reason why they did not and what the cost savings difference was. Now, this is not the pursuit of least cost, but just gives more control and reasoning in why different carriers were chosen. Do you remember the last time your organization made a split-second decision that adversely affected your bottom line? Now, what could you have done differently? What would your processes and decisions have been if they were better managed by having more information on hand? Could your transportation managers or coordinators have done something to minimize costs? Or could the pickers of your warehouse have found a way to get today's shipment loaded faster after integrating into a TMS, allowing for a WMS to talk to that TMS? In conclusion, these questions are simply the defining factors of transportation management system benefits to your company. Unfortunately, more than 1 out of 2 shippers continue to conduct business without the use of a TMS. 2020 will see the number of shippers using a TMS double, and the benefits will reach beyond the company and impact public perception, your customer base, and your bottom line. Do you want a demo of the Cerasis TMS we call the Cerasis Raider? Click the link in the description of this video and request one today. That's it for this week's Talking Freight. Thanks for joining us for another episode. Hold up, before you go, check out all the videos in our TMS series by clicking here, subscribe to our YouTube channel by clicking here, and check out Cerasis.com by clicking right above my head.